Hi Mal Pals and New Pals. Today's video is on Kybella. I had my first treatment this year 3 weeks ago this week, so I thought I would update you guys, show you the pictures that I've taken along this healing process. This is more of a check-in, how it's going, week 3, and then at the final results, I'll have finally my final results. How many times can I say final? I filmed the entire process. I feel like it's super educational. Pain was extremely minimal, but again, Vivian is extremely talented with needles. But the reason why Kybella was important to me to get is because I have a natural overbite, so my jaw tends to go backward, and I have a natural double chin whether I am a size 00 or I'm 30 pounds heavier. So I mean, literally I've had a double chin since I was a kid, and it's just always kind of made me self-conscious. So that is one thing about Kybella that's great, is if that is something that bothers you and it's congenital and it runs in your family, there is a treatment for you. Weight loss isn't doing it for you because you might have a congenital thing going on, like an overbite. And probably if I would have gotten braces as a kid when I needed them, then I wouldn't necessarily have as big of an issue with my double chin. But I'm 30 now, that didn't happen, never got braces. I've lost 30 pounds in the last year, and I still have a double chin. So that is why this was important to me. It sucks when you work so hard to lose weight and get in shape and get healthy, and you still have an area that's just not gonna go away no matter what you do, such as a double chin. So let's go ahead and get into the treatment. A lot of you sent in questions, so at the end of the video, I'll be answering your questions, as well as going over some notes and things that I learned while I was in the chair getting this done. So we're going. I've got my assistant. Time to go. Oh. Megan's gonna film my final sessions of Kybella. Wore the bun so the double chin could be in full effect. Coffee this morning. See you guys after.
No smile. You smile?
My director, my new director. You're making me laugh, and my director is telling me not to smile. You get me not smiling?
Yeah.
I can't help it. She's making me laugh. It's her fault.
This stuff works pretty quick, so you should be numb in no time.
It does work really quick. So I've only had one vial before, and that was, you guys know, that was like, what, 3 years ago? 2 years ago? And it did nothing. So we're finishing this to see the final result, because I never went back. So Vivian's gonna do her magic.
We're noticing that if you only inject here in the middle portion of the segmental area,
before,
then you're not chiseling the jaw, and then you have fat here and fat here. So we don't want that.
And
that's not a good look.
It's called Vivian knows what she's doing. Before, I just had it right in the center, and it didn't, you know, affect my jawline at all. So that's why I still have that, you know, when I close my mouth all the way, I still have that right there.
So I get a lot of clients come in, and they're young like you, and everybody else says you're crazy, you don't need this, but I get it. And most of the time it's when you take a lot of pictures and you see what your profile is like, that's when you see that there's a problem. So she doesn't have a lot, but she does have segmental fullness. And if you pinch here and you're able to grab it, yeah, she is a candidate. I think the younger you are, the easier the skin will be to bounce back. She's got a lot of elasticity. So in the older clients, you do run the risk of the skin being a little saggy. So I don't know what's worse, saggy skin or segmental fat. But you could do tightening treatments too. So there's a lot of people that I think other injectors turn down that would really benefit. In her case too, I would really love to be able to chisel and bring this out this way, so that it really gives her a nice chiseled jawline. So that's what we're doing. We're going to use 2 vials on her, and we're going to probably repeat the process 2 to 3 times. Okay, we're going to give her a little temporary tattoo. So I could probably do it without the template, but it just gives you a little idea of where to, little template of where to inject. so you stay on track. Got you now. Oh, would you look at that? Mark out basically where we're gonna go. You have to be very careful. There is a nerve that runs this way called the marginal mandibular nerve. So that's basically the only risk. If you did irritate that, you might have paralysis of one side. Might look like a stroke victim. But I haven't seen it yet. But if it does happen, that's very temporary. So we certainly don't want that to happen. I'll lift up like this. Start. So she's already numbed. I use a very fine needle. However, you do experience some pain from the product itself. It's deoxycholic acid, and acid tends to burn. So I'm going to start, and then you tell me when you start feeling the burn. It feels like what I hear is like a Charlie horse. But it only lasts about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it does. It feels like a punch.
Yeah, like somebody punched you.
Yeah.
And it's hit or miss. Sometimes you could bruise, but it's temporary. I mean, in the winter months, it's easier to hide the bruises and your swelling, because that is the main side effect, is swelling. It's easier to hide when it's scarf weather or turtle.
Right, exactly.
As I go back and I go in between the dots a little bit, so we got every area here. And we are done. See, she's got one tiny little bruise there, but it's not going to last long. I put some fluid in, so she is a little swollen now, but the majority of the swelling is going to occur afterwards, like tomorrow morning.
So we just got home. So what is that, a 30-minute drive? And this is the swelling. Not bad. I just wiped off all my face makeup, but look at that. Oh God. You can see all
You see the dots?
Yeah. And Vivian took it all the way up, and she went in between the dots too. She's just so good at what she does. I mean, right now I look a little tired. That was the process. As you could tell, it was super duper easy. I got numbed. The pain is just kind of like a little bit of soreness, and I will say it's week 3 and I am still a little bit numb, which is totally normal. Not all the way numb like I have been these past few weeks, but there is still a little bit of numbness here. Let's go over the photos that I have taken during this process. So this is my before picture, just naturally relaxed. I'm telling you guys, I was so self-conscious. Not so, I am, and it is kind of weird thinking that I'm not gonna have this thing that I think about a lot. I usually hold my jaw a little forward and I don't close my mouth all the way so I can not have that there. And like I said, I've lost 30 pounds. This is my before picture, and I am a size 0 right now, and I still have this issue. And I even went to the orthodontist, and I will be getting braces later, but my jaw is already so fixed and in place now that I'm 30 years old that there is no bringing it forward unless I want to get my jaw broken, bring it forward, and I am just not willing to do that. So braces will fix the minimal problems, but you know, my jaw is just where it is going to be, so I'm glad that this is going to be permanently gone. So this is my before picture. This is right after I got it done. It's kind of strange. You can feel it swelling a little bit as you're sitting in the chair, which is kind of cool. If you're into this stuff, I'm telling you, I have had a fascination with what they can do cosmetically these days, like without surgery and things like that. It's fascinating to sit there and feel the product working. And this picture, I sent this to a few of my friends and they were like, this isn't real. Yes, it is. So this is the night of after getting Kybella done, and it was hilarious. I even took a few videos just because I thought it was just so funny. And then this right here is week 2. So this is what it looks like week 2. Kind of hard to hide during these, 3 weeks. So you're gonna be swollen. You are gonna have a double chin. The first few weeks, it has gone down significantly. And the biggest difference that Vivian made was taking the injections on all the way up. And then this picture is obviously this week. This is week 3, and honestly, I don't even really think about it. It is still a little bit swollen, like I said, numb. The tenderness really only lasted the first week and a half. First night, I highly suggest just ice, 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 and it becomes way more manageable. It just feels really sore. If you know what like a muscle feels like when a muscle is sore, you're gonna know what this feels like. Now let's talk about the positives. I have a lot of notes that I took during the procedure that I learned that it made a world of difference understanding why this was really the treatment for me, and it's not just like the new thing that I was excited about. So jaw placement, I talked about that a little bit. My jaw is backward. I have an overbite, like I said, so that creates a double chin no matter what weight I am, no matter how fit I am, and that is just not something that I'm comfortable with. And the best thing about cosmetics is that you can fix things if you want, and if you don't want to and you don't like these things, just move along. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people get so butthurt over this stuff, okay? This is just a personal journey, just sharing. Also, with fat cells, you'll learn this if you even look into fitness at all. You can't spot reduce fat. So, it's like with women, our little tummy area usually is the hardest place to lose fat, and you think you're gonna do a million crunches and your stomach's gonna get flat, but that fat doesn't go away because you cannot spot reduce fat. You're gonna have to incorporate some sort of weightlifting, cardio, have a calorie deficit. It's just that simple. But with Kybella, you can spot reduce under your chin. I've gotten asked like, okay, so Kybella works under your chin. Are they going to, use it for the stomach and other things like that? Right now it is only FDA approved for under your chin area and your jawline. Like I said earlier, it's way less invasive than lipo, and you have to go under anesthesia. So that is just not something that I really wanted to do. Now, some concerns that like Kybella cannot treat is if you are older and you have some sagging skin, this isn't going to tighten skin. That will have to be surgically removed. Skin is not fat, so does that make sense? And if you are like me and you've lost a bunch of weight, you get this done and you gain weight, you're not going to get that fat back underneath your chin. You will still have a sharp jawline because once fat cells have been removed, they're gone, gone, gone. And something else that I learned that I thought was fascinating is once you are an adult, you do not produce new fat cells. So like I was saying, they do not come back. Basically, it goes into the fat cells, and the reason why it swells is because your fat cells are swelling and then they explode, okay? So they kill the fat, it kills the fat cells. It's so cool, I think. And like I said, if you're someone like me who's fascinated by this kind of stuff, there you go. If you do gain a ton of weight, your fat cells can expand, but you're not gonna gain new ones. Another fascinating thing that I did not know that they did with Kybella, a risk you take when you get lipo done is that it can be uneven, lumpy, or bumpy, and then some fat can remain there or whatever. They can actually go in with Kybella, even that out. Another thing is, I never thought that trajectory of your jaw would matter, but it does. You look from your neck to your chin, if you don't have that much space, so if you're someone who has like kind of a chin that goes in quite a bit, your chin will still be there, like your bone chin, and it will do this. You're not gonna get that look of like, like a chin implant would give you. So that's something to keep in mind, like your trajectory of your neck and your chin. That is another thing to talk to your injector about. They can kind of give you an idea of a realistic results expectation. So that's interesting. I thought I was one of those people that, really didn't have much space between their neck and their chin because of my overbite. Quick, I couldn't think of the word for it, but literally in this Kybella pamphlet, they have the word chin profile. So here he looks like he doesn't have much chin space, but he actually does. So, this is after 4 treatments. So definitely talk to your injector. That's the word, chin profile. So hopefully I will zoom in on that for you guys so that can kind of give you an idea. All right, let's get into your questions finally. So I will shut up. This comes from Laurel SC. How long does the swelling or bruising last after injections? For me, it lasted about 2 weeks, and now it's really just kind of, very minimal. Right here, it says that most reported cases of swelling were mild or moderate and lasted 11 days. and the range is from 1 to 218 days. So, you know, it really depends on your body, how it reacts. For me, like I said, about 2 weeks, and I looked fairly normal. I mean, I feel like I look fairly normal right now. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments. This next question comes from Brenna Grenier. I hope I'm saying this correctly. And she says, how many treatments? I have done 2 and still not completely satisfied. Our chins are similar. So I have 1 more treatment to do and I can already tell a difference. Now here's the thing, like I said, it really depends on your own body. If you are not happy with your results, I would definitely talk to your injector because some people get 3, 4 treatments. It really depends, like I said, on your chin profile, you know, do you have an overbite, things like that. And consultations are the biggest thing. If you're here in Houston, I highly recommend Vivian. I have never had a better injector. I am telling you, she makes it painless, fun, and just really quick. She's so good, knows her stuff, you know, knows where the nerves in the face are. It's just, that kind of stuff, you definitely want to go to somebody who knows what they're doing, and I highly recommend Vivian at Vintage Wellness. I will leave their information below. I don't have a comment of the day because I realized that I'm filming this before my video before this goes up, so I will have 2 comments of the day in my next video, so make sure to leave a comment below and you might be featured in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and being lovely and kind, and please be lovely and kind to each other in the comments. If you don't like this stuff, just move on. I mean, why are you watching this anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, people get so rude about it. Why click on it? I don't watch things I don't like. So I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, you guys.